balls over here. So, put this video. Hey everybody, I'm Curlycalhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro. You know, I got my boy Pank out here with me again. Hey, listen, I told you all, you know, for my membership coming up, $9.99 membership on my YouTube, and I told you that I've created, or my swing is the top-down lifted shift Y swing. Well, I'm working with Greg today, and I'm showing Greg a little bit of what I do with a Y swing. Well, I'm actually breaking it down to him or whatever with some of the things, you know, that he's doing. We didn't get to work as much as we wanted because he had his tournament, so he's here for a minute. And Greg, step over here for a second. Let me show these people something. See, what I'm doing to show Greg is, as far as this top-down sequence in a sense, I'm showing him some things. Is basically, number one, how to turn his head and how the shoulder girdle reacts to that. And then all of a sudden, how we pressure. And then I'm also showing him in a sense of how we pressure, then in a sense, because the hips are powerful in a sense, but I'm showing him a way to catch it as it comes down here as the body continuously goes through the shot. Now, I'm not doing all this big hip rotation. I have figured out a better way of doing it, which I'm not going to go into because that is something that I may say for my membership as well as I've written into my book. I know y'all might get upset about that, but hey, you know what? That's business, and that's just how it goes sometimes. You know, if you want quality, sometimes you got to pay for it. And so when I sit up here, I make my move, make that little things I'm talking to Greg about, and sitting there and hitting it. Greg, get back here and let me show a little bit, which I will give you all something. You know, growing up as kids, you know, Greg had an injury in a sense, so I'm showing him basically how to use his head properly. Greg has a tendency sometime when he comes through here to really turn his head out of the way. So I'm trying to show him in a sense, and I'm gonna just use the nose for an example. Y'all have heard me talk about it before. Just imagine if I had a golf club on my nose right here, how I use my head is that if I wanted to hit that ball with my nose, then all of a sudden I'd come through here, bam, I'd turn that nose right through there, I'd strike that ball, I wouldn't jack it all over here until after the ball was gone. Greg has a tendency sometimes to get up here too quick in a sense, and that came from the efforts of spinning around. I'm really trying to show him that when you scat drop and all that, how deep this rotates in, and there's some real good things that I have worked on to really get that locked in. But Greg, go ahead and hit a few there. But we've been working on it a little bit and just getting some things, and he's starting to get it. Not bad. You don't have to be too heavy. You know, go. Not bad. That wasn't bad at all. But as I told him, you know, work by the hour. Take your time. Don't be in a rush. I mean, because like I said, when he gets to hitting it good, he wants to hit it good. I don't blame him though. There you go. Good job. Now, one of the things is, look, Greg, let me step up. Good swing, Greg. One of the things is what Greg would do, like most of you out there, which I will give you this, is that what I said before when I talked about the movements of the body, that the shoulder sockets are superior because they can do 360 degrees. Now, the problem with the golf swing with most people who teach the hips and ground up, what happens is that when they get this hip, then they only feel like it's rotating. Maybe if I'm standing on the clock and this is 12 o'clock up here, this may only go to 12 to 9, over to 12 to 9, and then they're jumping over here to the lead leg. And see, and that's what's causing this to spin out. But if you're gonna use the hips for power, then use them for power, especially the trail hip. But I am gonna give you all this one, and this is something I'm teaching Greg. I want you to feel like it, because each leg is individual, just like each scapula is individual. I want you to feel, and this is using creative visualization, I want you to feel like you could take this leg and rotate it completely around in a circle, going from 12 o'clock, rotate it all the way around back to 12 o'clock. And I want you to have that same sensation when you scap drop, in a sense, to feel like that's rotating internally. If you were standing on a clock, feel it go all the way back around to 12. Visualize that, and that'll stop all this early extension, because early extension is simply because when you make your turn, then all of a sudden this hip takes over and it throws it out. If you feel like you continuously visualize that rotating in and going all the way with it, then all of a sudden now you stay into the shot. As I call it, we all talk about getting the arms in the slot. The most important thing is to get the hip in the slot, because when I scat drop, it gets that hip in the slot and I can just explode like hell through the ball. And I'm working on Greg to do that, but you know, we're getting a little older. Go ahead, Greg. We're getting a little older. Hips get a little tighter.
Stop bringing up my age.
Well, you ain't nothing but a year older than me.
I'm pushing 60, so stop.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, we'll go with that. But anyway, let's just get him to get that sensation of feeling that go in there. There you go, Greg. See how? There it is. Good divot. Solid divot. I like that. You know, you know how I do it. When I teach somebody to hit a divot, I actually hit the divot, you know. But anyway. Give me one more. Give me a good one. Not bad, a little thin, not bad. But anyway, but Greg, how do you think, you know, with my Y swing, you know, like I said, I told you, because the scapulas don't connect, and if you come down here, then the arms and everything creates a Y, and then if you come from the ground up here and then go up to the spine, it also creates an upside down Y. But Greg, does that make sense, the things that I was showing you? You know, of course we ain't giving my secrets away, but how I was telling you the sequence of how you go and how you do it, because I know you used to do a lot of that, and it didn't take you long to get out of that with that visualization.
It's working. I mean, like anything, you got to keep practicing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I have a tendency to fall back into the old habits.
Right.
But yeah, I can see this helping a great deal. Just got to keep practicing.
Well, but Greg, anything is, you know, because I mean, you know, you're a math guy, and you know that. And a lot of times when, you know, like when you were doing math or something like that, you know, it wasn't like, okay, maybe this answer this, it might be this. It's either the formula comes out and it gives you an answer at the end. And that answer pretty much damn near is absolute in the sense of what it is in mathematics. So a lot of times when you get the right information and you're working on the right things, now wouldn't you say over time, if you know what you're working on and you know it's right, because what I say, if you can't do it in 10 shots, you can't do it. But if you're seeing the results of it right from the get-go, now does it make it easier? You say, okay, I know what to practice.
It does, and keeping it in the math concept, just basically create a theorem and prove it.
Yes.
So by going through the steps you've outlined, the proof is there.
Yes.
If you follow those steps, you see the results.
Right.
Pretty quickly.
And seeing the beauty of it is because you sit here and watch me knock the crap out of a golf ball. You know, I can flat out hit it. But that is the thing is, and one thing I will tell you all that y'all get ready for, that's going to be on my YouTube, like I said, in my membership, don't forget, $9.99. One of the most important things that I'm going to tell you all is this. There is an athletic move in golf that many of us do in sports or whatever, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is absolutely incorrect and it is wrong. I usually don't use the word wrong, but it's wrong. And it leads to a lot of bad things and a lot of injuries. So when you all see these guys out here, especially some of my pros, my athletes and all that, and you look at this guy and say, man, how in the heck is this guy hitting the ball and doing all of this? Man, he ain't got no athletic ability, because he's making a move that's non-athletic. And that non-athletic move is what makes the golf swing work, you know, and it's just that. I had to learn it for myself. But anyway, hey, thanks to my homeboy Greg or whatever, stepping in here saying a few things, you know, making some swings for me. Just Charles Calhoun, a.k.a. the Shadetree Pro. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget that I got that membership coming out, $9.99. Hey, 2025, we gonna get on fire, baby. Charles Calhoun, a.k.a. the Shadetree Pro. My Q-Dog, Paint. Always good golf.